So which is profitable or which is better? Buying already made store feed or mixing your own feed? Let's get to know. My name is Angela Aite, and in today's video we are going to talk about the pros and cons when it comes to mixing poultry feed or buying poultry feed. Which is better? What are the disadvantages of both of them, the advantages, and then which should you go in for? Let's get right into today's video. So when it comes to poultry feed, I realize that most beginners or even people who are already in the game usually ask, which is better? Should I mix my feed or rather buy? Sometimes I wonder, is it the place of formation of the feed that's important? Absolutely no. Rather, it is the proteins that are required for the growth of the bird that is very important. So if you buy store-made feed and then you are getting the same proteins, or you mix your own feed and you are getting the same proteins, I think it is quite reasonable to go in for any of them. But then let's look at what each of them entails. With the store-made feed, there are some advantages and disadvantages when it comes to that side, and then with mixing your own feed, it also comes with its own advantages and disadvantages. So let's look at the store-made feed, how it is formulated. With the store-made feed, they get the raw materials, that is our maize, wheat bran, the fish meal. They get all those ingredients, the vitamins, and then the extra ingredients that are needed, and then they put them together. Raw materials go through the process of selection, so every unwanted material is taken out, and then the materials that need to be crushed are crushed, like the maize and then the wheat bran, they are then crushed. The next step is mixing. So the crushed materials are then mixed with the materials that are already in the powdered state, that is the fish meal and then the vitamins and all that. So they are put together. Then after mixing, they make sure that it is mixed thoroughly, so the ingredients come or combine together very well. So after mixing, then they put them in the it goes through the process of pelleting. So that's why you buy, you see, when you buy store-made feed, it comes in some shapes. Yes, so they are 10, that's the pellet form. It comes in the form of pellets. Then the next step is to package. They package them into 50 kg bags or the sizes that they want. So that's how store-made feed is made. So let's look at mixing your own feed. In mixing your own feed, you need the same raw materials, and then you also have to select the bad stuff from it. You remove, maybe there are pieces of rubber or wood or something in it, to take them out. So then you crush the ones that need to be crushed. You mill them. You can just mill them like corn. You just go and mill the corn, the wheat bran, then you add it to your fish powder and then the other materials, and then you mix them manually. Then after that, after the mixing, that is all. You don't go through the process of pelleting as done by the companies. So basically the only difference in this feed mixing thing is the pelleting stage. And then in order to prepare your own feed, there are some 3 important things that you have to know or you have to consider before mixing the feed. That is the number of birds that you are preparing the feed for, and then the stage at which the birds have gotten to. That is either the starter, layer or grower stage, and also the kilograms of feed that the birds consume at that particular stage. But let's look at something over here. When you're mixing your own feed, there are a lot of problems that you may encounter, like calculations, because the company already knows the proteins that is required for the birds at every stage. But then you that you're calculating, if you do not make your calculations very well, and then you do not put in the right amount of proteins that are needed for the bird, imagine what is going to happen. Your birds are going to be underfed, they are going to be malnourished, and they are not going to produce the amount of eggs that you need. That is so to lead to low production, and low production means it's going to affect your profit margin. So I think this is the major disadvantage or the major problem you face when you are mixing your own feed. Aside that, mixing your own feed comes with advantages, and these include, when you're mixing your own feed, you are able to know the exact amount of proteins that you have put into it. So you are sure that yes, at this stage the DCP is 16% protein, so you have used or combined the ingredients to give that amount of protein. So you are sure that your birds are getting the required amount of proteins that they need. Unlike when you buy outside, you are not so sure. You can never tell. There are some companies that cannot be so trusted. So you buy the feed thinking it has everything in like the right proportions, and then it is not so. Probably they made a mistake during producing a certain batch of feed and you don't know, you went to buy that feed. So just imagine what will happen to your birds. Yes. So, and then another thing that comes with mixing your own feed is that it is very, very cost effective. It is very cheap. It's cheaper to mix your own feed, because yes, as a company, they are operating. Why are they mixing the feed for you? Why are they doing that? They are doing that for profit, right? Yes, they are doing that to gain profit. So when you decide to mix your own feed, you just get your raw materials, you mix everything on your own, you reduce the cost of feeding your birds. Even you can even decide to plant maize or soya beans. You can plant some of the raw materials and then use them in mixing your feed, and that will even reduce the cost more. The advantage that comes with buying store-made feed is that you do not have to stress yourself over calculating which amount of proteins this. You don't have to go through that process of calculating anything. You just go buy and then you feed your birds. That is all. You don't have to mix anything, or you don't have anything to do with any mixing. That is the advantage that comes with buying store-made feed. So I think weighing the two sides, store-made feed, home mixed feed, they both give you the same proteins, the same amount of everything that you need. They both have advantages, they both have disadvantages. So I think it depends on you. If you think you can be able to calculate and then mix the feed in the right proportions for your birds, then go right away with mixing your own feed, because it is going to save you some money in your pockets that you can use for something else. But if you think you can't go through that, then store-made feed is for you. So you just buy from a trusted source, a source that you know that yes, every time whatever they give you is going to be accurate in terms of the protein content of the feed. So if you are planning on mixing your own feed and then you want to know the calculations, go through all that, I have a video on that. I'm going to place the link above right here. I'm going to put the link here, either here or here. I'm going to place the link above, so you can click on it and then follow the steps to calculate the amount of proteins and also the kilograms of each amount of ingredient that you're going to need in mixing feed for your birds, be it 200, 500,000, or 2,000 birds. And then the calculations also include the amount of feed at all the stages, the starter, layer, and grower stage. So check out the video. So which are you going to go with? Buying store-made feed or mixing your own feed? If you want to mix your own feed and then you're having any challenges, you can contact me via email. I'm going to put my email in the description below. So yeah, you can reach me via email, and then whatever you need, I'll help you through it. So thank you for staying with Farm Girl Angie, and see you in my next video. Bye bye.